This is the dawn of a new era in British karting. Over 550 drivers in 12 classes competing for victory over 18 race weekends. This is the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships.
Junior Rotax, a melting pot, a hive of activity where maybe the future champions of motorsport's higher echelons can be found. With that in mind, we spoke with Brodie Trahorn, who last year competed as a Minimax driver, but for 2019 made the move up to Junior Rotax. However, he's had a bit of a setback at PF International and is looking to get back on the good foot here at Rowrah.
Yeah, so we had a very bad first round, and so while in one of the finals our loom blew up, which put us 35th for the last round, and so we had to come through from 35th to 7th, which was obviously a quite an achievement with a grid out there, and then so obviously now we've come in here to try and climb back up the board, ready for the next round. So last year I raced Minimax, and we did Super 1. And we had a good year in Super 1, and so now we've moved up to Junior Max, which is a lot harder and a lot more experienced drivers. So now obviously we had a first bad round, and then now obviously we had a better one now, so we're just progressing, trying to climb back up the board.
Now, the track is wet but drying. William Walker and Taylor Babs on row number 2. Tom Adams, the E-plate holder, and William Jenkins on row 3. Ahead of Tiernan Rourke, Miles Barthorpe, Ben Casely and Ryan Taylor-Truman round out the top 10. 34 drivers. Trying to see if any of them have gambled on slick tyres. I don't think they have. I think we've got, and a spin already up at the first chicane. And one of the KR Sport kart or a Vision kart has gone off. Back on, up at the front though, it's still Kai Hunter leading, coming under pressure though. Into Iredale's. Hunter leads the pack down towards the Stuart S's for the first time in this 15 minutes plus 1 lap race. The Dan Holland Racing driver from Horton Spring. Through St John's now and into Sunny. Matthew Higgins runs second in number 75. Then it is Taylor Babs up into third in the number 29 kart. William Walker in kart number 45 runs in fourth. Then it's Tom Adams, the E-plate holder, 5th. William Jenkins is 6th. Hunter, Higgins, Babs, Walker, Adams, Jenkins. Down towards the first hairpin on lap number 2. Miles Barthorpe running in 7th. Then it's Ryan Taylor-Truman as we go around Iredale's hairpin. Now down the back straight with a lake in the quarry to the driver's left-hand side. Hunter beginning to stretch his advantage. The question is, how much will the track dry out in the next 13 and a half minutes plus a lap? How can the drivers in this Junior Rotax class nurse their wet tyres? Because as soon as the track starts drying out, these treaded wet tyres will start to overheat. They'll start losing their grip. And it'll be like driving on ball bearings and marbles. A couple of drivers running wide coming out of Paddock Bend, the last corner. But it's Hunter pulling away out of the first hairpin up the hill towards Iredale's on lap number 3. He leads Matthew Higgins by 1.09 seconds. Babs, Walker, Adams, Jenkins, Taylor-Truman, Barthorpe, the top 8. All 34 starters still running. Out of the Stuart S's come the leaders now. well, leaders, that's a plural. That would imply there's more than one, and that is not the case, because Kai Hunter is, to quote the American sports promoters, Kai Hunter is stinking up the show, because he is clearing off in the distance. And at the moment, the best we can hope for is a battle for second place as the leaders cross the start-finish line to complete lap number 3. Hunter extends the advantage to 2.26 seconds. Dominant display in the early stages here at Rowrah. Lots of battling going on further back in the pack. None of the front. Taylor Babs closing in on Matthew Higgins. So Higgins in the number 75 Vision Motorsport kart with that predominantly orange or deep orange and red crash helmet. Babs with the bright yellow and green crash helmet goes for the move in the Stuart S's, and comes out in front. Good move there from Taylor Babs. Now can Taylor, of course, is Higgins' teammate, pull away. The third kind of predominantly pink and purple and silver liveried kart in this train crossing the start finish line now is the number 45 KR Sport kart of William Walker, Scotland's William Walker. Oh, and that is somebody running off going into the first chicane. I think that was the number 65 Coles Racing kart of Ryan Taylor Truman, who got it all wrong going down the start finish straight and had to scramble back online. He's lost a couple of places, but his car is undamaged. Side by side once again for second as Higgins tries, that's for third now, as Higgins trying to defend from Walker. And Walker in the KR Sport number 45 has gone through. So Matthew Higgins started this race from second in kart number 75, beginning to lose pace a little bit as the track dries out. Tom Adams, the E-plate holder in the Coles Racing machine, is next in 5th position. He's closing in on Higgins. Luckily for Higgins, there's a gap back to William Jenkins in the number 30 KR Sport machine. He runs in 6th position, ahead of Miles Barthorpe for Coles Racing. William Ellswood for Persistence Motorsport runs in 8th, and it's Ryan Taylor Truman in 9th. But they're all giving chase, although I think it may be in vain, to Kai Hunter, who is already coming down the rise and towards St John's and Sunny. His lead is a staggering 4 seconds at the end of 5 laps. Out of the final corner, across start finish line. Kai Hunter, another new fast lap, 52.72 seconds for Kai. However, William Walker in the number 45 kart, the Scotsman running in 3rd place now, closing in on Taylor Babs, has just eclipsed that mark with a lap of 52.53, and William Ellswood 52.05 in the number 19 Persistence Motorsport kart. Ellswood is challenging the top 6. He is trying to pass Miles Barthorpe on his 7th place, but he is very quick indeed. And Jenkins in the number 30 kart now going quickly on this particular lap. So Jenkins in 6th place. He's closing in on the number 75 kart of Matthew Higgins. Babs and Walker, 2nd and 3rd, are close together. Adams is 4th. Then it's Higgins 5th. 6th for Jenkins. 7th for Ellswood. Then it's Barthorpe. Now, interestingly enough, we had a very brief flurry of very quick laps, and now everyone's pace is beginning to drop off. With 8 minutes to go, the last laps for everybody. Oh, and somebody is parked in the park at the exit of the first hairpin. I think that is Poland's Maciej Shamera for the 303 Squadron Racing Team. But now we can see a dry line emerging, and a dry line's emerging very quickly indeed. Nobody gambled on slick tyres. I have to say, though, that if they had, they would now be rubbing their hands together with Cleveland. They wouldn't be rubbing their hands together because they'd be nervously holding on to the steering wheel. But figuratively, they'll be rubbing their hands together, because the lap times for the wet tyres are falling off. Nobody is approaching William Ellswood's mark of 52.05 seconds. So the wet tyres are all beginning to overheat. And of course, everybody is in the same boat, as it were. Hunter still 4 seconds in front of Babs. And Babs is holding off Walker. Adams clear in fourth. The lead is very spread out. The best battle is for fifth place. Matthew Higgins holding off a gaggle of 4 carts. The first of is Miles Barthorpe. Barthorpe in the number 24 cart, trying to go around the outside of Matthew Higgins at Paddock Bend. Can't make the move stick. Ellswood in the persistence number 19 is right there behind him. Then it's the 65 of Taylor Truman. The 30 of Jenkins has fallen back. And the number 58 of Edward Matthews, the last cart in that group. So Kai Hunter can afford to preserve his tyres more than anybody else because he's got that 4-second cushion. Babs has got his hands full with William Walker as they come into Sunny Bend now. And in the space of about 5 minutes, the track, the dry line has really emerged. The sun is out, the wind has picked up, which is going to help drive the track. The best battle is for 5th place. It's number 75, Division Motorsport number 75 of Matthew Higgins, who has got that. He's got William Ellswood right behind him. Ryan Taylor Truman has just passed Miles Barthorpe for 7th place. William Jenkins, Edward Matthews are next, and Kieran Kay in the number 73 Persistence Motorsport cart has joined that. Oh, and there's a change down at the first hairpin. Higgins gets forced a little bit wide, and that's going to cost him 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 positions because they're still piling past him as they head down towards Iredales, or head up towards Iredales rather, before they head down towards the Stuart S's. But that is happening 20 seconds nearly behind the race leader Kai Hunter, who goes through the uphill right, left, right chicane to start the lap. Then the left-hander, the first 180-degree left-hander at hairpin number 1. Now they continue to climb up to the top part of the circuit. The right-hand 180-degree hairpin at Iredales. Grass verge alongside him, then the lake to his left as he heads down towards the Stuart S's. That long right-hander starts off the Stuart S's, then a quick left-right flick that propels you out and back towards the paddock. Through a kink down the hill towards right-hander at St John's. Another left-hander at Sunny. Drivers now beginning to give that curb at the inside of Sunny a little bit more of a wide berth. In the wet, you climb all over that curb to help get the carts turned in a little bit easier. In the dry, not so much. No change of position amongst the top 4. It's still Hunter, Babs, Walker and Adams, and it looks like Ryan Taylor Truman. No, it's Ellswood, Taylor Truman and Jenkins have all passed Higgins. In fact, Matthew Higgins has fallen all the way back to 14th position. From the outside of the front row, Higgins, his car not coping very well with these drying conditions. The tyres have obviously overheated and gone off completely. Kai Hunter in cruise control mode. He has let the gap shrink between himself and second place driver Taylor Babs, who is actually second in the championship at the moment. He's let it shrink to just over 3 seconds with 3.5 minutes to go. Walker giving chase in third behind Babs, then it's Adams, the E-plate holder in fourth. Ellswood in fifth for Persistence Motorsport in cart number 19. And he is 2 seconds out in front of William Jenkins, 6th, Ryan Taylor Truman, 7th, Miles Barthorpe, 8th, Edward Matthews is in 9th place. Harry Holland has retired the number 71 Howarth Racing machine, and somebody has gone for a spin coming out of the first hairpin. It's a long way from the commentary position. It's a Persistence Motorsport car. It may even have been William Ellswood. No, it's not William Ellswood. He's still in 5th position. Possibly Kieran Kay, who was running in 11th position in the number 73 cart. That would put, Harrison Collins is 10th. That would put Brodie Trahorn into 11th. Ben Casey 12th. And Matthew Higgins back into 13th place. Harry Gibson and James Crossley would therefore move into the top 15. Crossley in the number 42 cart, the best placed privateer in the race. Hunter's lead with 2 minutes to go, less than 3 seconds now, but Kai Hunter will not be unduly concerned by that as he heads down towards St John's for the 15th time. Babs has weathered the storm literally and figuratively, because William Walker is no longer putting him under any pressure. Tom Adams all on his own in 4th place. Adams for Coles Racing, he's 4 seconds behind the top 3, but 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds in front of William Ellswood in cart number 19, who runs in 5th place. Then it's William Jenkins, Ryan Taylor-Truman and Miles Barthorpe, the top 8. Up towards Iredales. The leaders head down the back straight now towards Stewart. And Kai Hunter calmly reeling off the laps, trying to keep his tyres from overheating as much as possible, although every one of these drivers will now be encountering terrible grip problems. The wet tyres just feel like you're driving on ball bearings. Every time you turn in, you hear this crunching sound in the cart. The cart doesn't want to turn in, and then the minute you put the power down, the back end wants to step out and spin you around. So normally you would see these drivers be very, very precise on the steering wheels, not trying to make many steering inputs. See them all hacking away, taking 2 or 3 bites of the cherry to turn in, and then countering the oversteer as they exit the corners. All the while trying to battle at speeds of 70 miles an hour. And the grip levels is going to get even worse and worse in the last couple of laps of this race. Sun now shining brightly. 10 seconds left of the race stock. Will Kai Hunter get around before the last lap signal gets given? And he does. Cuts the line as the clock strikes 0. So this is the final lap. Taylor Babs 3.2 seconds behind, so Kai Hunter has dominated this race completely. The driver whose older brother Reese is a competitor in the Senior Rotax Championship. Both Reese and Kai have represented Team Great Britain in the Rotax World Finals before, out in Brazil in 2018, and I think Reese was also a competitor 2 years ago in Portimao in Portugal. So very, very experienced driver is Kai Hunter. Taylor Babs under pressure into Sunny. There's Babs getting just shuffled a little bit wide by the number 45 cart of William Walker. So late drama. William Walker catches and passes Taylor Babs 2 corners from home as the checkered flag waves. Walker takes second. Babs demoted to third. Adams finishes 4th. William Ellswood crossed the line in 5th. We're waiting for the 6th place cart to cross the line now. It is William Jenkins in cart 30. Miles Barthorpe 7th. Ryan Taylor-Truman in 8th. Harrison Collins in the 2nd of the Dan Holland Racing carts comes home in 9th position. And as the sun shines here at the Lakeland Stadium, the top 10 is rounded out by another of the KR Sport drivers, number 53 Ben Casey, ahead of Brodie Trahorn, and Matthew Higgins slipped all the way back to 12th after the kart setup just didn't work in these conditions. Edward Matthews was 13th, Oscar Houle and Harry Gibson completed the top 15, and that is round 4 of the 2019 Junior Rotax British Kart Championship final at Rowrah.
The clean sweep for Kai Hunter from Dan Holland Racing and Junior Rotax continues as the number 5 is now on 260 points, just 17 ahead of Taylor Babs from Vision Motorsport, who finished second, with William Walker taking third, moving him up to 7th in the standings after the second final at Rowrah.
It was a wee bit weird in the setup, so we just kind of guessed a wee bit, and we went into the race and it was a bit spread out, and towards the end I was kind of catching up tailing, and at the end I caught him and just went for a move and didn't quite work, so kind of pushed away through and accidentally hit him off. So
it was fine. It was like a good sort of racing between us both. He was slowly starting to catch me. Kai was pulling away, but yeah, he sort of William caught me, and we had a bit of an incident on the second to last corner, but it all sort of turned out all right in the end.
I needed to do a pretty fast start just to get away from the second man, but as the track was dry and I didn't think I was going to get as much as the lead I did, so I just needed to get a good start at the start while it was wet, because I know I could pull away that much. I did most of me pulling away at the start, and then just kept going until the end of the race. I just adapted to the track conditions, how they changed.